A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for finding time to be with us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happening in the world of business. I am Susan Obiako, and you are warmly welcome. On the lineup this week, we begin our exclusive interview with Mr. Boniface Okezie, the National Coordinator of the Progressive Shareholders Association of Nigeria, on the CEO Rendezvous, where Faith took him on the topic, the Nigerian insurance industry recapitalization, dividend payment culture, and other matters. It was an explosive session. Take a listen.
For me, insurance has a key of growth if there's a real patronage by government, both the state level and local government level, the three tiers of government, who have the larger chunk of the revenue are sharing formula into the middle. So if Nigeria are able to grow the economy and encourage the sector to grow, because you look at the laws being put in place over the years, higher rise building, take the share. How many rise building today are insured in Nigeria?
On this edition also, we bring you highlights from the 10th NIPE Annual Conference Anniversary, which took place recently at the Lagos Oriental Hotel, organized under the theme, Strengthening Pension and Insurance Framework for Better Economy. As always, it provided a platform for serious conversation on these two all-important sectors, pension and insurance. Let's check out excerpts.
One thing is to have a law, another thing is to get those laws implemented. So otherwise, if implementation is not strong enough, it's just as good as the paper in which you have all those laws written.
What more can I say than to urge you to spend this time with us, because it will be thoroughly worth it. Details shortly after the break. Please stay with us.
Insurance biggest night returns grander. It's the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards and Consumers Night. A night to celebrate leaders and changemakers in the Nigerian insurance industry. A night of glamour, comedy, music, and dance. Date is Friday, November 7th, 2025. Venue, the Stable Event Center, Bode Thomas, Surulere, Lagos. Time, 4 p.m. red carpet. Award starts at 7 p.m. prompt. Tickets, pre-insured table of 10, 1.5 million naira. Insured table of 5, 750,000 naira. Co-insured single ticket, 100,000 naira. Adjusted VIP ticket, 25,000 naira. General pool regular ticket, 10,000 naira. For tables and tickets, please call or WhatsApp 0803-335-7879 or 0904-191-4492 or call 0812-362-4081 or email almondproduction@gmail.com. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence. Please note, this is strictly a black tie event, no native attires.
Everyone, welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the CEO Rendezvous this week. On this edition of the program, I have the honor and privilege to be sitting one-on-one with a friend of the house, I must say, Mr. Okezie Boniface, who is the National Coordinator of Progressive Shareholders Association of Nigeria. This time, together, we'll be looking at the Nigeria insurance industry recapitalization, dividend payment culture, and other matters. Thank you so very much, sir, for finding time to join us. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Okezie, let me start with the banking sector recapitalization in 2004, we can actually see it ushered a new era in the banking sector, technology-driven banking system. Now we have that as the envy of even other nations, including developed economies. But the same cannot be said for the insurance industry after the 2007 consolidation exercise. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think, most attention cannot be paid in the insurance sector by the government. The government having been seen themselves as a big spender in the economy, they control the largest share of the revenue that accrue, through oil sales and what have you, and tax, etc., etc. So, and the government itself does not take premium or insuring government assets, in Nigeria, they go abroad. This abroad mentality of importations is also government also on the known contributing to that that factor that have also affected the insurance sector as we speak. If you look at today, the any piece of this world, the insurance, whatever they do to cover whatever their facilities, almost done abroad. I don't know that whether that can change of recent. Government say parastatals, everybody are looking outside the country to make insurance decision policy affect their infrastructures, as the case may be. And that also attributed to multinationals. Some of them fall back to their parents, companies to take the insurance policies, cover, their facilities where they operate. So Nigerians have always a whipping ball, as the case may be. So with this accent now, that has been affected because you look at South Africa, for example. I'm not talking about abroad now, South Africa, which is the continent.
Yeah, but it's still abroad.
Yeah, it's still abroad, continent, within the continent.
Yes.
Look at North Africa's most nations I think they are well to do in terms of insurance patronage.
Yes.
They are ahead of us. Even if you look at Ghana, West Africa, most West African countries are more doing well than Nigeria in terms of patronage. I would say we have the number, the population, and the giant. So the giants have not reached that stage, where the insurance industry are contributing less than 1% to the GDP growth, market penetrations, less than 1%, So that's absurd and it's unacceptable, And Nigeria must also know that insurance, if bank, is contributing to the growth of the economy today. So insurance should play the larger role in penetrations. In terms of employment creation, job creation, they should also be at par with the commercial bank. In other clients, the insurance require banks. Look at South Africa, most insurance owns banks, but here the reverse is the case. And that's why we're not moving forward. In every sector, we are lagging behind. And you begin to ask, what kind of nation are we? What kind of giant Africa are we? Is it because by number of barrels of oil we produce that make up, or by stealing that our leaders do,
or
that make up giant of
population.
Africa, our populations, So in terms of giant for what? Technology were not there, wise, were not there. Without South Africa or that, wouldn't have communication, would have been a difficulty until global comes to this world entered to the fore of oil telecom industry. Then they would have been left out. Would have relied on foreign countries, on providing of telecommunication. When United have gone underground, died naturally, buried to today. So we couldn't even privatize it to compete. So this is what we are today. So for me, insurance has a key of growth if there's a real patronage by government, both the state level and local government level, the three types of government, who have the larger chunk of the revenue are sharing formula given to them. So if Nigeria are able to grow the economy and encourage the sector to grow, because you look at the loss being put in place over the years, high rise building, take the shot. How many rise building today are insured in Nigeria? Let's across Lagos, Abuja, or have this high street pass, by the way, we look at the new 5-7-story building. But it's when they want to implement those policies, it's always poor man. They will force to embrace such a thing. But those who are within the corridors of power are shying away from it. That's what we are. So today, the banks in Nigeria are acquiring insurance company. So how many insurance, even those who have survived, the survival of the fittest, who have been able to muster the courage and doing good business? Because when the insurance, because it's a trust, people take policy, and when the claim comes, they pay them. That means they're doing well. Should be patronized, encouraged. But just like when you are driving today, most Nigerians are just third party, like myself, third party. You take that policy, but thank God, year in, year out, without have accident, for us to recourse to insurance to pay those money. So insurance, if you have about thousands of cars in Nigerian roads, and they are going for that one alone, it's a money spinning for them. So when you got this money, and from year, you don't repair back to the client in terms of damage of car to repair. So that's another savings for them to put into the pool and make solid investments that will guarantee returns to investors who are invested in them, and also to take claims when the bigger one comes in, for investment they made. That's what I survived.
You've talked about government, but on the part of the promoters of insurance business in Nigeria, the operators themselves, would you say that from the 2007 recapitalization or consolidation exercise till now, what would you say have changed in their operations, in the more the way they do their business?
Yeah, a lot have changed. Those who were in the stock that remain in the business. That recapitalization at that time exercise took a lot of companies out of business. I don't want to name them. There are many who are going to extinction. They won't even come back again. They are gone forever. That's like the Catholic cerebral mass. I've been considered on them and before that parent once abroad. But those who master that business, they have been doing very well. If you let them, I know them, all of them, who have even paid good dividend to the shareholders and make it strong. You see them, some of them are owning their properties, able to attract patronage, because the bank that have high scrapers. But some of the insurance have also built a lot of high many-story buildings, 10-story buildings, 7-story buildings to showcase the stuff they have made up. Like we are also resilient. If you give anywhere with that, we can do well than the bank. So, but then if you go down along the road, you see a lot of buildings that are done owned by insurance companies. You go to VI, the hospital, and go to Kui, they are there. So they have done well in terms of even technology age. They have got some of them are put in place technology to drive their business. It's no longer manual driven business today. So some of the insurance have done very well. Those who withstand the pressure of recapitalization at that time survive and recapitalize which also now is coming up. Another second win of
we are going to part of the reason why we are having this conversation.
So for me, most of them are doing very well. The dividend that have been obtained in the past, that some of them doesn't come forth to pay. Some of them have been paid, and some of them have not even paid. That's the truth. For 10 years upward, some have not paid, or 5 years as the case may be. But shareholders are also tired to see whether this company can survive and be on their feet, able to pay them dividend. I'm giving support. Even so, private placement, there's some of them carried out, or right issue, they support it because they want the company to come back resilient, able to showcase in paying returns. Enhance return, not cover. That what will affecting them. When you have 3 kobo dividend, 5 kobo dividend, what would that do? Even in let's say you have millions, and when you calculate that million, dividend comes in, maybe about 300,000, 200,000 on your millions you have, except those who have hundreds of millions in them, that can have significant dividend that they can use to do something else. But those cover does not pay, and that's why people are shying away for patronizing insurance stocks in the market because of all dividend payout. So I didn't dish out.
Okay, so Mr. Akweje, sorry to cut into it. Why do you think dividend payment is a huge problem in the insurance sector? Would you say is it the nature of the business, or because they have to make so many reserves and all of that? But you find that even in smaller sectors.
Yeah.
Their dividend culture is still way better than the insurance sector. You talked about cover. Some of us, we also have that. So and sometimes it can be frustrating when you say that paying dividend, what comes to you is annoying. Let's put it down. Would you say it's the nature of the business of insurance?
It is not the nature of business per se. In most cases, the earning, the turnover, because it's turnover that will enable you to distribute whatever you want to distribute. When you, after, let's for example, you make 5 billion, 1 point something billion, 1.2, 1.1, 900 million, the dividend you're expecting will not be much. It's going to fall in the neighborhood of 1 kobo, 2 kobo, 1 kobo. Most of them are paid million. So it depends on the amount of business you've written for the year. That's earning. If your earning is high, by the time you remove etc., whatever that fall back will enable you to pay as dividend as a profit you earn on that year business. But if there's not much, because it is earning that gives you the hope, the bottom line is the earning. The earning will be higher. So when you remove etc., pay tax to the government, remove to run the business, energy providing diesel to run the business, or you inverter, all this is come by cost. They run the business, pay staff salaries, and do other something, corporate social responsibility, because the people in the sector expect you to donate, do a certain, even government expecting you to, when you experience such earning, they want one or the other for you to dip more hand after you have paid tax to donate the government, like police, all this is in the service commission, ITF, industrial training fund, who are not training anybody.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, let's now dive into highlight from the 10th NIPE Annual Conference Anniversary. The high point of the event this year was the presentation of award to the former Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. O.S. Thomas, for his support to the association over the years. Happy viewing.
Insurance Biggest Night returns grander. It's the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards and Consumers Night. A night to celebrate leaders and changemakers in the Nigerian insurance industry. A night of glamour, comedy, music, and dance. Date is Friday, November 7th, 2025. Venue, the Stable Event Center, Bode Thomas, Surulere, Lagos. Time, 4 p.m. red carpet. Award starts at 7 p.m. prompt. Tickets, pre-insured table of 10, 1.5 million naira. Insured table of 5, 750,000 naira. Co-insured single ticket, 100,000 naira. Adjusted VIP ticket, 25,000 naira. General pool regular ticket, 10,000 naira. For tables and tickets, please call or WhatsApp 0803-335-7879 or 0904-191-4492 or call 0812-362-4081 or email almondproduction@gmail.com. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence. Please note, this is strictly a black tie event, no native attires.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, so said Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. This wise saying can best describe the National Association of Insurance and Pension Editors, NIPE, 10th Annual Conference Anniversary, which was held recently at the Lagos Oriental Hotel under the theme Strengthening Pension and Insurance Framework for Better Economy. In a brief welcome address, the chairman of NIPE, Mrs. Nkechi Naiche Esezabo, noted that the association will always push this platform to enhance conversation between operators in the pensions and insurance sectors. Welcoming guests to the conference, the chairman of the event, Mr. O.S. Thomas, former commissioner for insurance, noted that the vision of the president for a $1 trillion economy is achievable if both sectors optimize their potential.
There is no doubt about it that with pensions presently operating at an asset base of over 24 trillion, and the insurance sector with an asset base of about 4.4 trillion, I want to believe that we are in a good position to begin to look at the possibility of realization of His Excellency, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, his vision for having an economy with a GDP of $1 trillion US. I think we are on course, though we need to gain speed. By 2030, which is 5 years from now, I want to believe that with these laws and the people managing the sector, we should be able to take our rightful position.
Delivering the theme of the conference, strengthening pension and insurance framework for better economy, the keynote speaker, Mr. Olatunde Amolegbe, MD and CEO, Arthur Stevens Asset Management Limited, said that the insurance and pension sectors should put their long-term funds in physical infrastructure that the populace can see.
When we say the pension industry has accumulated 22 trillion naira to the ordinary man on the streets, he feels that 22 trillion naira is in the pockets of somebody in government, that they have chopped it. So maybe it is time that we actually start putting some of these monies in physical infrastructure that the ordinary Nigerians that have an RSA account and is contributing to that account can see. The example, for instance, is the Sukuk board, for instance, that the government has raised. All right, we raised the Sukuk. They are driving on Amadu Bello Way in VI. You see a signboard that says, this road is funded with Sukuk fund. All right. So when people are investing in Sukuk, they feel that yes, their investment has real life implications. They are happy. You call them again, they are willing to come. So some of these investments that are being put in the insurance sector and the pension sector should be put in real life infrastructures that people can feel.
The high point of the conference anniversary was a panel session which was chaired by Mr. Thomas. Panelists were Dr. Talmis Usman, Director, NICOM, Mrs. Bola Odugale, DG, NIA, Mr. Makonjola 2B, Empu Life Assurance, Mr. Ibrahim Bowai, Head Corporate Communications, PENCOM, and Mr. Detunbi Ashaye of Parthian Pensions Limited. In her remarks during the panel session, the Director General of the NIA, Mrs. Odukale, said that the NIA will work with its members to ensure the success of the new Insurance Act.
One thing is to have the law, another thing is to get those laws implemented. So otherwise, if implementation is not strong enough, it's just as good as the paper in which we have all those laws written. So this is where NIA, Nigerian Insurance Association, comes in terms of implementation. Because we, as NIA, the members, the operators, they are our members. We are the ones who work with the operators from time to time. So our first responsibility is to ensure that we're able to work with our members to implement this law.
The members of NIPE used the occasion of the 10th anniversary to honor some individuals who have supported the association and the annual conference from inception. One of such individuals is a former commissioner for insurance, Mr. O.S. Thomas. The annual NIPE conference has been praised by industry stakeholders for catalyzing conversations. Here is hoping for another decade of the NIPE annual conference.
That's our time on the program this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. The countdown to the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Award has officially begun. Date is 7th of November at the Stable Event Center, Bode Thomas, Surulere. You don't want to be told. Go get your ticket now. Call, WhatsApp, email, DM us on all our social media platforms for your ticket. I am Susan Obiako. Until next time, stay safe, be good, bye-bye.